I had the most incredible day just being able to reset from the chaos of yesterday. So yesterday I explored Singapore city areas. So I explored Chinatown and I explored Little India. So I was walking up and down roads and through buildings and seeing all the sights. So today I chose to go to the Botanic Gardens in Singapore to just be in nature. And it was so amazing being able to jump on the train, the MRT, subway, if that helps visualize. And I had to take two different lines. So, yes, I had to change in one of the stations, I had to change the train line. But I think overall it was maybe 5 stops away. I want to say it took maybe 20 minutes. It might have taken a little longer because I don't want to say lost, but I went up a floor instead of down to when I switched lines. So that's always fun to to get lost in the inside the train station. But Singapore, I've mentioned this before, the MRT stations and even the bus stations are really quite easy. And if you use Google Maps and hit like the train option or the public transit option, it generally has a really good like step-by-step process. I have found that sometimes the lines it tells you to take, like in Singapore, a lot of the Northeast line and the Southwest line and the, Circle line, they all intersect at certain areas. So sometimes it does help to look at the map to see, because it's like telling you to go on like the Circle line, but you could just take two different lines and be at the same location faster. So it's super helpful, although it's good to double check. So I'm loving using public transportation. That's one thing about big cities that I always think is fun to learn. So I took, I want to say 5 stops to get there. Came out of the train station and made my way to the Tanglin Gate, which was literally catty corner from the train station. So I just had to walk across a busy road. There's tons of crosswalks here with like actual, you know, the little man that stopped and then the walking green man that goes. So it's not, I know some cities like you're afraid for your life to cross the road, not here. There's big sidewalks. There's crosswalks for crossing the roads. So it's super easy. And yeah, I got to the gardens. Uh, there's public restrooms in the gardens, and it's just this big, wide open space. And I noticed quite a few people had brought like picnic, like lunches and blankets, and they were just having a picnic in the park. And this park is huge. I didn't walk the whole thing. I walked from that gate and kind of just meandered in a general direction to the orchid garden, which was so cool. Like, so cool. I probably took 1,000 photos of orchids today. And I love it. Yeah, I just meandered through the park a little, took some photos. Uh, First thing I did was get a drink they had like a gift shop near that first gate, a visitor center and a gift shop. They even had a restaurant. But in the gift shop, they were serving drinks, coffees, teas, water, that kind of stuff. And I got a cool like lychee. green tea, really good. So used um yeah, just used my time to really meander, be in nature. So cool that 5 stops away is it's like you're in it doesn't even feel like a park. Yes, there's paved roadways and things like that, but I'm just kind of used to, Montana and Wyoming where you're literally in the city and or the town, I should call it a town, and you walk, 5, 6 blocks and you're in the wilderness. And when I say wilderness, like there's trails, but they're not always paved pathways. They're like trails. So being in a big city, I feel like sometimes that's hard to find. You walk 5 blocks in any direction and it just continues to be city. And I've noticed here that there's quite a bit of like park areas within, like 5, 6 blocks any direction you go. And then this particular botanic garden is just this giant, like when you look at it on the map, it's a big, huge area. And I think I walked around for 3 hours, 4 hours. And like I said, it wasn't, I wasn't just trekking. I was actually stopping, taking pictures, sitting down, enjoying nature, listening to the birds, and just noticing what other people do. Like I said, the picnics on the lawn, and some people were there with these giant telephoto lens cameras, and I'm pretty sure they were twitching. I think they were looking for a certain kind of bird because there was 3 of them in this one area and just kind of waiting. And I don't know if those 3 people knew each other. I don't think they did, but there must be something in that area that they were looking for. And I should have asked, but I didn't see that in any other part of the park. It was just in that one area. I did come across I think it was a Komodo style dragon, a Komodo dragon. It was big lizard. Uh I'll put it in here so you can see it, but I'm not quite sure what it was, but it was a big lizard. And I didn't see a ton of birds, but I could hear them. And as I said, the orchids were just so incredible. And they had this building where they talked about t trying to preserve nature and things like that, because with all the building that goes on the island of Singapore, you start to lose certain species and certain plants because they don't have a habitat anymore. So part of them making this botanical garden is to keep cultivating the natural flora that's in this area. And they also do like hybrid, they make like hybrid uh orchids. So they like crossbreed them. I thought that was really cool. I saw the coolest things today. I, in addition to the lizard or the Komodo, let's just call it a Komodo dragon because, I feel like that's what it was. I saw a giant swan next to the lake. So as I made my way back out of the park, there was this lake called Swan Lake, has this beautiful sculpture in the middle, and then one beautiful white swan. And I'm not quite sure what it was doing. It was almost like drying out its foot above the surface because it kept kind of putting its foot out and flipping it around and then leaving it up in the air. So I thought that was interesting. Besides those two animals, I again still haven't noticed any stray cats, stray dogs. I did look it up. They have a program that's led by the state. State-led trap, neuter, release, manage program. And so they have active community sterilization efforts and strict regulations. So it, from what I'm observing, which is I'm not observing any stray animals, their program is very effective. And it sounds like they have a lot of local volunteers and people who help with the efforts. So it's effective because, like I said, I have not seen one stray dog or cat since I've been here. And a lot of people I've seen walking dogs with them on a leash, but those are the only animals I've seen. So yeah, it's been such a revitalizing day being in nature and trees. I love nature. I also love the city though. I do. I've been going at night to the Bay Area. I'm kind of near Marina Bay, I want to say. And just the skyscrapers and the skyline and access. Again, the subway system, the MRT, the buses. I tried a bus the other day, like so easy. I really enjoy having access and the freedom to just be mobile without taxis, without Grab drivers. I really, really think public transportation is the way to go. I honestly wish that more of the United States was connected by public transport, bullet trains and buses and yeah, just more public transit. So nice. That's my story for today. I will add a few pictures and things of what I saw today, and hopefully you enjoy it. Talk to you tomorrow.